What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Trying to get my special guest to come in. I guess he's having some difficulties. How's everybody doing today? Everybody have a good Christmas? What did everybody get for Christmas this week? Hope everybody had a great Christmas, though. It's only about 43 degrees there. That's nice. Oh, better lighting. You know what, Keith? I used to stream off the Mac. Now I'm using the Mac just to read messages, and now I'm streaming with the new iPad. I did add another light. Yeah, I do like the lighting. It's a lot better. Thank you for noticing, Keith. What's up, Barbara? Nice shirt. Yeah, look at that. Thanks, Daryl. Rad Garage. Trying to see, he's getting there. Special guest will be here shortly, as we all know by the content, by the thumbnail. Y'all might know who he is, but he's getting close. I see him somewhat there. What everybody gets for Christmas. I see some people got the new Turtle Wax box, the new Turtle Wax setup. Some people got the Bissell Spot Clean. I seen some of you guys posting stuff. Yeah, Keith, he was supposed to be first, but he's having some difficulties. Hopefully, he allows the mic and the camera so we can see and talk at the same time to him. DRD, what'd you get for Christmas? Barbara, anything new? Shake and bake. That's funny. Oh, wow. Functional Doctor got a sweet toy for Christmas. The twin turbo big dryer with a 30-foot hose. Man, that'd be sweet. Well, Humberto, if you're watching the stream, if you click on the link, you do need to allow the camera and the mic so we can see and talk to you. That's the whole purpose of being on the live stream. Barbara, you didn't get anything for Christmas? What? Come on, Barbara. Move that out of my way right there. I know, probably funny question, but anybody do any details this weekend? I did one on Christmas Eve. It was just an interior detail, but that's all it was. I filmed it, but I used the wrong chip, and I was recording in 4K, and then when I went to go upload it, the chip won't process it because the chip that I was using is not a 4K compatible type thing. I see Humberto. He wants to. I see he's trying to get there. I think what he didn't do is allow the camera part because it's not letting the audio or camera part see, so I can see him. So we'll let this run for a few minutes and see what happens with him. DRD Papa will be coming on in a little bit. He's currently doing he's filming on his Christmas present that you can see on his Instagram. I don't know if you've seen it or not. He got a big, huge 5-gallon bucket full of stuff from Turtle Wax, and he got himself a black car to work on. A little tiny little thing too. I think I could probably pick it up and put it in the back of my truck. Tiny little thing, but he's working on that right now. So he might be dropping in here a little bit. Humberto is kind of getting in there. Hopefully he allows access to the camera and mic so we can so I can see what's going on. Oh yeah, he's got a Honda Fit. Yeah, those things are tiny. It's like a cube. The things are small. It's supposed to rain the next few days. Yeah, it's supposed to rain here too later on. What's up, Clifford? The big red Sheffield. Yeah, what's going on, Clifford? Let me see. I'm gonna send Humberto a message real quick. All right, let's see what's there. Did the TLC GO2 rinseless wash, but haven't been able to use it. Oh man, that sucks. I did get I got a nice toy I got for Christmas. My wife got me. It was I currently have a stool now, the DeWalt stool, and but the only downfall is the way the wheels are positioned. Since it makes me top heavy, so if I don't roll with it the right way, it wants to just fall over, and I don't like that. So I got to be careful with it. Even though it is nice and sturdy, and it holds a big guy like me. But the new one I got, which is I think I have it around the other side of my trailer, which I'll bring it over. It's got a wash bucket in the front, and I can spin it around, and I can do it up in there in that too. Smurf and Shout shooting videos. Yes, I did tell you. He's shooting videos. What's up, Eric? How you doing? Let's see. Banner. Again, Papa Smurf a big old thumbs up on this. Go follow my Instagram. You can see the video that he made of a car that he's trying to do. He's got the smallest car, but taking the longest time to get it done. What's up, Al? How you doing, bud? Hoping my special guest will make it in here soon. He's popped in on my link that I sent him a couple times. I got the whole turtle egg bucket set up for Christmas and can't wait to use it. Nice, DRG. That's great. And I can get me one of them buckets too. Those I got some cool stuff in there. And that stuff ain't cheap. That's pretty expensive too. Got to drop some money to get some of that stuff. My buddy Manuel. What's up, Manuel? What's going on? Manuel is the guy that likes bump, chicka, bump, bow. He loves that stuff. He absolutely loves that kind of stuff. He's crazy. That's like my brother from another mother, but it has to be from another mother because he's about crazy like me though. But I had to do that for Manuel though. Now he owes me $100. Uh-oh, I think I might got Humberto coming in. I think I might have him. Humberto! Oh, I think I may have got him this time. I'm going to see if I can get special guests to come in. Humberto! What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Let me turn this up a little bit. Can you hear me, Humberto? There he is. Gotcha.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, Humberto? How you doing?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I like the glasses.
Yes, I can hear you. You like the glasses, but I can.
It's having a bad connection. Are you going through your Wi-Fi or through your phone data? Because it's having a bad connection. It's having a lot of delay on your side.
Yep. It's kind of delayed. Yes, it's under the Wi-Fi.
He's got a real spotty connection. Breaking up real bad on your side.
Better now?
Oh, yeah, there we go. I can hear you.
Okay.
How
Yep.
you doing, Humberto?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. How's your cousin doing?
He's expected to be out of the hospital on the 29th.
I'm going to turn this up a little bit so I can hear you. Sorry. Oh, that's good. That's real good. So everybody in the stream, is everything all better now? I'm getting some all good now, so the connection's a lot better. Love the glasses, Humberto. It looks great.
Yeah, these are my Star Trek glasses. I'm a Trekkie.
Yeah. So for everyone that's in the stream, this was first from Puerto Rico. If you ever see those comments in the videos, you'll always be the second to comment because he's always the first one to comment.
Let me take them off so I can see you better because I'm
there you
almost blind as a bat.
There you go. Now we can see you.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Get the fab hat. There we go.
And this one is autographed.
Yeah, it is. Nice, too. Actually, I'm going to turn mine this week.
But the only thing is that I got hair.
I got a little bit, not much.
You got hair.
It's coming. It's going back.
There's one guy that's normally next to you that doesn't have any hair.
Yeah, my co-host doesn't have no hair, but he's currently doing a detail right now. He can hear everything though. He'll make a comment in the stream once in a while.
Okay.
So, were you born and raised in Puerto Rico?
Yes, I was.
So you've been there your whole life, then, huh?
I was almost born in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Territory, but the thing is that my dad was a Vietnam veteran, so I was almost not born in the island, but they returned when my mom returned. Then I was born.
Nice.
So I was born on a few days ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the 23rd was my 53rd birthday.
Oh, nice! Happy belated birthday, then.
Thanks, man.
So, I see that you're very knowledgeable in detailing. How long?
Not that much.
It seems like you do because it comes across that way. How long have you been detailing?
Well, I'm not a professional detailer.
None of us
are. I just do this as a side job.
Yeah,
and
same
it
here.
was, and the basically it was. I started, really with a different story. Than most of you guys. You do this as a regular job. And mine is not. Mine is a side job.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I had this neighbor who he retired from being a mechanical engineer, and then he was at his home, and I was at mine, and when I washed my cars, he had the time to come to me and see what I was doing. And he was basically like checking on me, and I instead of me, feeling annoyed by the circumstances, I just find it amusing because he was like kind of keeping a check on me. and the thing is that we became friends because he came to my house, see what I was doing, and sometimes I ended up helping him. And then after a while, he suffered a heart attack.
Oh.
One day he basically asked for my help because he was, he wanted to wash his motor, but the thing is that he basically wanted me to see what it was, how he did it, and that it was like exactly like mine, something like that. So the thing is that once I did that, The next day he had that. And the thing is that once he had it, I never knew about it. And the thing is that after several weeks, you know, I just asked to his wife because I saw him outside, and when I saw him outside, I saw his wife, and asked. She said that no, he had a heart attack like 3 weeks ago,
Oh wow.
and I said, what? How come? It was really strange because the thing is that uh, it was when I saw him. Yeah, when I noticed that is because I saw a lot of people coming to his house, and the thing is that that's when I asked, and then they told me, what happened, and afterwards I basically, went into his house and I took charge of his vehicles,
Yeah.
and and his children, they were married, they had grandchildren and everything. Uh, one of them came to my house, asking if I was the one that was doing the detailing on his cars. I
Hmm.
said, well, yes, I did it, but I couldn't do it into his own. I just did it onto his wife's Lexus,
Mm.
and then he said, okay, can you show me what you did? Because they liked what I did. And
Yeah.
then afterwards, afterwards, he became better. I even ended up, helping them paint the house,
Oh wow.
and we had a really nice relationship and friendship. So he was the one that encouraged me to do detailing. I just washed my car, and
Yeah.
you know I didn't even knew what detailing was. I just did it the way I
Hmm.
did it. I
Nice.
wanted to be spot clean, and everything. And the thing is that afterwards, through time, you know, I kind of went into the parts store, like here it's Advanced Auto Parts, or AutoZone or Pet Boys, and I
Yeah.
started finding out all the other stuff, all the products. And I have one of my uncles. He's basically a scientist. He has a master's degree in biology. He has a master's degree in physics. He has a master's degree in um, physics, biology. And I forgot the other one. He has three masters. My
Mm.
dad always joked around, with him that why don't you become a doctor? Because spending so much time in different degrees, and he just
Yeah.
liked it. So, but his side job was on a paint shop. So
Mm.
I kind of, I liked what I saw, what they were doing with the paint, and how cars, they look nice, and everybody wants to have a nice looking vehicle. And they had they had also they have been polishing vehicles, and I kind of learned a little bit about rotaries, and then afterwards about the VAs. So I could only afford for the buffer, because in that time the rotaries were expensive.
Yeah.
So but I went into the shop and I kind of learned how to uh, how to polish vehicles. And the thing is that they only had these um, single paint jobs. Then after that, they have they have the vehicles with the clear coats,
Mm.
and they repaired all the vehicles, that were basically damaged by an accident and everything. So I kind of learned.
Nice.
We also my grandparents' house, next to my grandparents' house, there was a paint shop, and after I visited my grandparents each and every weekend, and I spent with them all the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And because of my both of my parents, they come from a family from the southern part of the island who were really poor, and that is the southern part. I don't know if Carlos Lopez is here. He knows where Juana Diaz is. Uh, and the thing is that um, you know I always went there. I spent my time, helping my grandfather because he had like a grocery store, and that's where I learned how to drive. I learned how to deliver goods. I was like at the age of 12 when I started driving
Mm-hmm.
just to deliver the goods, within the barrio. Uh, and I learned how to drive on that time, a 1970 C10 for Chevrolet, which had the stick. Stick was over here next to the
Yeah.
wheel,
Yeah.
drive wheel,
Yeah.
and
That
and
shows some age
still,
right there.
yeah, and that vehicle, that truck, is still on the family.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
It's still
So,
there. My grandfather, he died on like 2 years ago. He was 98, but he had a clear mind and everything, and he was able to walk. Just that his lungs, they basically collapsed. They were not able to to make some more oxygen. They were basically 95% shut down, so he died on his sleep. But
so
then
being in um,
mhm.
being in
The
Port.
thing is that the thing is that from basically I deviated from what I was telling you about. From my neighbor, he's the one that basically encouraged me to do detail, and he kind of he connected me with several people uh, that were basically his friends. They were owners, company owners. They were doctors. They were lawyers and accountants. He knew a lot of people. He had a company, and when he retired, I, you know, I always asked him why he retired because he looked kind of strong, but he never told me that he had a heart problem.
Hmm. So in Puerto Rico, I know it's difficult to get some detailed products. Uh, where do you have to get? Where do you get your products from?
Well, I either go to the parts store like AutoZone, but the thing is that I didn't know there were other companies here that there's one very well known company that they it's called VIP Auto Care.
Mm-hmm.
It's really close to mine. They basically sell ONR products. They sell a lot of other products. Uh, there's other one that I haven't been into, which is in Trujillo Alto. Um, but I forgot the name. I just have to Google it again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they sell um, ceramic. It's a ceramic pro,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. I forgot the name. Ceramic. Really, that I found out about that recently, like
Mm-hmm.
uh, like a year ago. I kind of only did my thing, and because when I investigated several guys around that they were that were using uh, different ceramic products. I kind of didn't like the way they did things,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I tried to learn more because I want I did it on my vehicle and I saw that I did it better than than what they did, and I was not a professional. I never marketed myself as a professional.
Yeah. So Clifford's had a question for you. Is just do you get a limited selection in Puerto Rico, or do you got a decent selection there?
Well, they have different selections, but not as many as you do.
Yeah.
They have nine H products, which is a ceramic pro. They have another one that I forgot the name.
Mm-hmm.
That they sell, but forgotten the name. The thing is
Mm-hmm.
that in my case, what I have used is CK. The one from CarPro is CK Quartz
Yeah.
3.0, and the Ethos I have used Art Design,
Mm-hmm.
and I have used Avalon King. I know you
Oh,
like that one,
I like Avalon King. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of
and
them. I
and
got 5 boxes of them over there.
man, I have like 3 boxes here,
Yeah.
and that's I don't know that
I've
one
done a few
is
ceramic
really
closing
easy.
jobs this year.
I did one vehicle with the Ethos graphene. I
Mm-hmm.
have done one with Ethos with Art Design.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the one that the video that Brian from Apex Details
Mm-hmm.
when he showcased the art design, I was excited because
Mm-hmm.
hey, that's the one I used.
Nice.
Uh, you know, I enjoy it.
So, how come Humberto doesn't have a YouTube channel?
Man, it's just the way that I want to do things. Is I wanted to do it in different languages.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm learning. I
We, you know,
maybe you already
Pan the
know because
organizer does it. You know, he does basically. He does
yes,
it.
yes, yes. I one of the things that I like the most is that he does it in both languages, in English and French. And
Mm-hmm.
I asked him if he was going to do it in Greek, but I think he never responded me. So uh, I know French, I understand it very well, but mon français est un peu de pratiquement je l'ai compris c'est bien.
Mm-hmm.
My French is a bit out of practice, but I understand it fairly. Uh,
You can just record a bunch of stuff and then just do voiceovers in different languages.
yes, but the trick about voiceovers is that people might think that what you're doing is reading from, and you really don't know the language.
Mm-hmm.
I know the language, I understand it very well. It's just that I'm really out of practice because I took French until I was on third grade, and after that I took uh, one French class at the University of Puerto Rico, because I was only concentrating on my on my career, which was I started on natural sciences because I wanted to become a doctor. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how I entered to the university because I had a lot of good grades because I put the time onto that. Just like I always tell Henry, Hank's Detailing, keep on going, keep on going. Don't hesitate on that. You will not regret it. But if you have the an inclination to other things, don't worry about the time you invested there. You will always learn something. And in my case, I changed from trying to be a doctor. I changed into my real passion, which was computers, and accounting. I had the advantage of knowing accounting because my dad was a CPA, who was very well respected CPA in the island,
Mm-hmm.
who also was like president of the Healthcare Financial Management Association
Mm-hmm.
on the East and in the island too. And I had, you know, uh, very good knowledge on accounting.
Yeah.
That's what we all learned from him, and we always sometimes helped him and in auditing. I mean, doing inventory, auditing, and going to places where he did auditing. Uh, so basically, like he wanted us to learn the ropes and see what really auditing or accounting was.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when I started on the eighth grade, uh, I took a computer class, you know,
Mm-hmm.
programming class. It was on a PET Commodore 4032, and all I did was basic language.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I won several competitions in school. So when I went into the university, you know, it was like nothing to me, you know, and that's where I got my degrees. I changed from trying to become a doctor into accounting and systems, information systems and programming. And you know, I I have my two degrees on that, business degree and then the major in accounting and major in information systems and programming.
Mm.
And since then, before I finished the university, I had a job at a bank. And I've been working on that bank since 1989, and I graduated from the University of Puerto Rico on 1990.
So Barbara wants to know: do you have a garage that contains a lot of products like the pop pan rich, all that?
No man, no man. I have only certain products that you know I've worked with. I
Yeah,
know about them, and they're cheap to purchase
yeah,
or acquire in this case. But you know, it's just a matter of trying to stick into a product that you know,
yeah.
and you do your work with it, you know, and do the best that you could possibly can. If you can't, or you see that you cannot achieve something that you really desire,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the outcome, well, then you change it to another product. I have, for example, when I first started detailing my vehicle, I waxed my vehicle with you remember the cans from Turtle Wax? That's what I had. And the ones from Simon Ice. Uh, and I also had and that was like in 19, when I was like 11 years old, it was in 1979,
Mm-hmm.
when I, you know, started waxing because I helped my dad, I helped my grandfather, and I also, you know, I wanted to learn, and I helped my uncle on his the body shop that he was working at, you know, as his side job.
Mm. So pop.
Oh, how are you always first?
Eric wants to know how you always
Rio?
first.
Well, it pop ups. If it pops, you know, I'll be there.
So because of COVID,
I'll
you
be
can't
your
stay home
first
from work,
supporter.
and it just pops up on your phone. You're there to click quick, huh?
Yes, the thing is that, you know, you know, if you see my screen,
Yeah,
I'm working. I'm working.
yeah, yeah.
I'm doing some programming here that, you know, although we are under a freeze, uh, I always try to get things in advance,
Mm-hmm.
so I have more time for me doing my other
Mm-hmm.
side job.
Yeah.
So even, you know, I've been working remotely from home like for 20 years.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, and the only thing that I do, you know, is I go to the office. If there is something that I have to do there that demands my physical intervention, so that's what I do.
Mm.
I
Do
mount servers. I mount, you know, LAN. I do conversions. I do programming. I do LAN administration. I do, you know, lots of stuff. I do documentation, lots of documentation, uh, and I do trainings at the office.
nice. So on an average week, DRD wants to know about how many details would you do in an average week?
Well, that depends. If if I have a busy week, I have like 2 or 3 jobs. But on an average, I have like 1 or 2 only. Because the thing is that I try to do everything on the weekends, not during the week. During the
Yeah.
week, I make space for somebody, but I have always to do it during the night. You know, because that's I don't sleep very a lot. I sleep
Yeah,
like
we've noticed that because you're always
four.
first.
Yeah.
A lot of people
My
make
ex-wife,
videos.
yeah, my ex-wife always was arguing about that because I could sleep like 15 minutes, and then after that I'm all awake.
Mm.
I only shut down 15 minutes and ready like me.
So what type of polisher
So
or what kind of DA do you use? What do you have there?
well, I had a DeWalt,
Mm-hmm.
but the first one I had, the one that I had was from uh, the one that everybody gets it, yeah, very cheap one.
Mm-hmm.
Harbor
Harbor Freight.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the first one I had, and then, but the first device that equipment that I had was a rotary
Did you
because
get one of these?
not no, that one is fancy.
But you said you had a DeWalt one. Is this not the one you have?
No,
No.
not that one. No, it was corded.
Oh, corded. Yeah.
Hmm. Then after that, I had the Drios,
Okay.
a GG6, and man, that works forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love mine.
And now I have my G8 and G9.
Yeah. That's what I have in G8 and G9, and they both have a Eurofiber. Because I was just doing one the other day. I have
Yeah.
Eurofiber on each one of them. That's funny.
Hmm.
So, what products that are in the U.S. that you wish you can get in Puerto Rico?
Man, everything.
Everything.
Everything. The thing is that they have.
You can get lithium there, right? I mean, or
Well,
just
yes.
to send it to you.
I have a very good friend who lives in California who is a
Yeah.
professional detailer. I cannot say his name because
Okay.
he always told me not to say.
It's all right.
But the thing is, a professional detailer, and sometimes he goes to Haggerty, and lots of people, they call him and they want him to do the show show vehicles, the old
Mm-hmm.
ones. He details their vehicles, and sometimes he fixes them. Um, and the thing is that he's the one that the first one who told me about lithium.
Mm-hmm.
I had the gloss sauce. He sent that to me, and I said, "Hey, man, you're, you're kidding, right?"
Glass house pretty good. Yeah.
Because of the bottle,
Yeah.
the shape of the bottle. I thought, you know, maybe he made it by himself. He was just kidding with me. So yeah, that's a gloss sauce, and man, that really is glossy, really glossy.
How do you
And
like them brushes?
I'm sorry,
How do you like those brushes?
man. I sent you the photo.
They're nice.
Yes, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really grateful for Mr. Bill Crawley. Uh, I He said that he had my photo next to his kids on his Christmas tree.
That's funny.
Man, I was really grateful for him because the first thing that I did, I told him, hey, you know that what you have done, I've done it years ago. I had the first brushes that I had were from Advanced Auto, the
Mm-hmm.
Pro Elite brushes,
Mm-hmm.
and those brushes, even though they were made out of wood, and they have this red plastic. One of them broke.
Mm.
It kind of split from the red part, and I saw the glue was kind of it was it was cheap. The way that they put the glue there. So what I did is I used my Gorilla Glue and fixed it back. And the other thing is that I my hands, I'm a 5'5" guy and 5 feet 5 inches guy. I'm not that tall. Um, so my hands are not that big. Also,
Yeah.
my hands are medium sized. So I kind of I managed my way around using those brushes because they kind of they were kind of slippery even though they were made out of wood.
Yeah.
The handles were made out of wood. And what I did, and I told him that I did that years ago. I used a racquetball tape,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I wrapped the handles, the handle, and they were not slippery anymore.
Mm.
So
I like it because I got big hands and I need something to grip when I do my cleaning, and that's one of the reasons why I like them so much.
yeah, that's well. If you're, if you don't have something that you like,
Mm-hmm.
you try to make it work your way.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I used it, and I kind of was mad that they were kind of slippery. They even though my hands is small, I am supposed to be able to handle that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I just wanted it to be more grabby. So what I did is I wrapped it with a racquetball tape, tennis ball tape. So I made it cushy and not slippery.
Nice.
So and after that, I have been using those I have been using those brushes like 6 years ago, 6 years ago, and they have
Oh, that
lasted.
long, huh? Nice.
Yep. And
Nice.
the but it will last because I'm not doing this professionally like you do.
Mm-hmm.
But then Mr. Bill Crawley, he asked him because when I saw that on the on Papa Smurf's channel that
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
and I asked him, I wrote them, and he responded. And I
Yeah.
like those type of businesses, that the main person
Yeah.
takes the time to respond to you.
Yeah. Bill's cool dude. He does respond to
Hmm.
everything. I'll send him an email every once in a while to him, and within an hour or two, he's always got a response.
Yeah,
So he's cool.
I don't mind, if they are going to respond to me in 5 or 1 hour, but
Mm-hmm.
at least somebody must respond.
Yeah.
But man, that was quick, and it was him.
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just the only thing I did is
What's some of your big projects that you've done there?
I mean in my office or
No, like on detailing. What's some of your big projects that you've done in Puerto Rico?
well, basically I have a small sized uh, how you say this reach
Mm-hmm.
or customers. I don't have more than 20 customers.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so and the thing is that they're basically friends. They were friends of my neighbor who recently passed away, and after that, they all was everything was word of mouth.
Mm.
Nothing works like word of mouth.
Yeah.
You do a good job, and having my business education, I and the one also, not only that, but also the one that I do, like a detailed job that I do on the systems, information systems and programming, which is like 95% of my time uh, on where I work at. Um, I kind of developed uh, a system that works for
Mhm.
me. I basically uh, I divided everything, between different stages.
Yeah.
Uh, One of those stages, was like the way of my business in terms of risk management, and the on the part of business, like core, the way we collaborate and the way we dive deeper, and then the advanced part of the business. And basically, when I did on the part of risk management, is like identifying, evaluating, prioritizing, uh, 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 kind of doing a trading and management. And then what I did is I identified and eliminated like critical risks, and then I put things into like in programming. In programming, for example, or in a business, you put your applications into a production with confidence. So that's what I did. I I managed the risk, trying to educate myself more and practice more, so I could put my skills into the production with confidence.
Mhm.
And then after that, I basically improved my capability to produce a little bit more and have more quality over time. So that's the part of the risk management that I did. And then in the part of applying that to in terms of, for example, in programming, which is most of my background,
Mhm.
you know, I basically translated that from the prerequisites, I think that's the word,
Mhm.
and then I know I have an interface with the recommended options. So what is my interface? Is that the devices that I have, or even the products that I have. So I what I did in terms of that those prerequisites, uh, when I did the interface part, well, it's devices. What equipment do I have? Well, I have my eyes, I have my hands. So that's the first thing that I identify. After that is money, because I need to buy equipment. But I didn't do it. I didn't dive in like that. I wanted to do it first by hand,
Mhm.
and once I did it by hand, even though it was achy and it was took a long time, but
Mhm.
I wanted to do it, step by step, because I one of the worst things that you can do is skip steps.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I did like a query of resources. I I made an inquiry. Where can I look into things, or who has them, or even ask someone that had more experience, like for example, in you doing the use of buffing, paint.
Mhm.
So what I did is, hey, I had my uncle who worked at a paint shop, so I asked him, and I took time from my time and studies. You know, no matter how many hours I went to that shop, even though I was a kid, they didn't, they never allowed me how to use their devices. They
Mhm.
always put me a mask, and sometimes I saw them that they didn't have a mask, and I always asked them, why did you have a mask? Because that you're supposed to have one. And I was like 11 years old. I understood that there were risks, because you were not using, like a uh, one of these uh, nice odors or scents on your car. You were using solvents. You were using paint. And even they I saw many of them that never used gloves when they were using those type of equipments, and they even sometimes they didn't even use a paint suit.
Mhm.
And and they were covering me,
Oh
but
wow.
they were not using them, and I always asked why. So the other thing is that in terms of these prerequisites, I then I did the other step, which is analyze the data. So I basically created like my own data model, and which had like the insights of data, the calculations on information, uh, and enhance even relationships and using the formulas. So since I know that those are steps in programming, but when I was a kid, I was I had those kind of a knowledge, but when I grew up and I educated myself, that's the thing that led me into creating my own path,
Mhm.
how to do things. So, and the other thing is that I visualize the data. You know, what's the how you see all these previous two steps, and how you visualize the or how you see the outcome. So then after that, I basically did like a collaborate, which is uh, I went into Facebook, I went into YouTube channels, because back in the day there were no YouTube channels.
Yeah.
We connected through a modem, and we connected into public forums, but there were they were not, they didn't have the like the keywords or the search parameters that you use were not as good as the ones today.
Hmm.
So it was really difficult to get knowledge that way. So I went into a library, and some of my friends, well, some of them became mechanics because we bought the Popular Mechanic magazine. They became mechanics. One of them, writes. He was a winner, a champion in the island of go karts. He was a very well known driver, a go karts driver. He won a lot of uh, trophies, first place trophies, and he's now a mechanic. But that's what we did, and read a lot, try to get as much information as you can. And then, like one day, I wanted, you know, I went to the internet trying to look for methods of buffing, better methods of buffing, or new methods to buff or to detail your car or to box your car. And then I stumbled on the Buff Daddy,
See what Neil says. Can
and
you read that, Humberto?
let me see. Berto is 100% correct. Take away YouTube. Still going to an automatic car wash. Neil, one of the things that my dad and my granddad and my uncles, they never did, they never used the car wash. They
Mm.
always detailed their vehicles. And even today, you see, it's the funny thing about that. I have told that to Ivan LaCroix. I have told that to the rack company uh, when they are on the live streams. I have told them that my granddad, he when he washed the car, he he never dried the car using a chamois. He well, at that time there were no microfiber towels, but he had a really fluffy towel to dry the car. He had a Nova, 1970 Nova,
Yeah. He
and
wants to see
besides
you.
that, the truck. Like training to
Rick's wanted to
see.
see who you was. He's here to see you.
Oh,
Rick,
yes,
Rick's showing
Rick
you
the
some
man.
support, some love.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Hmm.
Really appreciate that. Um, and I appreciate all of you, because you do a hell of a job.
I still
And
think I still think you need to do your own YouTube channel because I think you do good at it. I think that's just my opinion, but I think you should
Well, one
try it.
day, one day, one day. It's just having a job, a regular job. It is,
Hmm.
and I know about video editing. I have done it in my office uh, because I have done some trainings for the for people. Uh, Sometimes I just put a camera, and then
Hmm.
after that I do the video editing, and I put it in English, Spanish, and French,
Hmm.
and sometimes in Portuguese. Uh, and then so one person in for example though in French, because the people in Haiti, they speak French, but they don't speak French, they speak Creole.
Hmm.
And sometimes I say things to them, and they say, "Hey, no, that's not the way we say it," and I have to switch it. They correct me a lot, but
So do you work out of a garage, or where do you keep your products and stuff?
right here at the my own garage
Yeah.
at home. Yep. uh,
Nice.
the thing is that, for example, I just moved into my mom's house like 2 weeks ago, because
Hmm.
I have been in and out from the hospital, so made no sense me still paying for an apartment, and washing cars during the night. It's kind of strange, and some people, they get annoyed. But sometimes I tell them, I don't know why you get annoyed, because I use ONR a lot.
Yeah.
Only on Saturdays, and maybe on Sundays, I use my pressure washer. And the garage here is, it's a home garage. That's
Hmm.
all I do, and I do that outside on the shade, because the sun
You
here,
you get a lot of humidity there. It's pretty hot, huh?
yes, it's 75. If Carlos Lopez is here, I
Yeah,
don't
he
know if
is.
he's here.
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
He's here.
Carlos, he can tell you. He can tell you a lot about the temperature here.
Because
We have
being,
lots of
being in
hurricanes.
California, we don't know much about humidity because it doesn't get that way
Yeah,
over here.
yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
There's more humidity in Florida, but still, that never resembles what we have here.
Yeah. Rick wants to know if
Never.
he can see the garage. He
Yeah, I
wants.
can. Yeah, it's a simple garage.
Yeah.
Nothing, nothing extraordinary, because I basically do everything, the washing outside, and then I put the vehicle in, and I dry it,
Mhm.
and do the other stuff. Uh, when I had my home, and I with my family, because I've been divorced for since 2004, 14. I had, you know, my uh, my products stacked. I didn't have lots of products, but I had everything organized. So I feel about Pan, because I like to organize stuff.
Yeah. I like to be organized too. I don't know if you can
Yes,
tell.
and yours looks organized.
Yeah. Sometimes here's my only problem though is when I get the car, I don't know what I want to use. Sometimes
Hmm.
I just kind of go with what's the car deserve kind of method.
Ah, yeah. Sometimes, the thing is that in the market today, you get overwhelmed with the amount of products that there are. You have to either try them all,
Hmm.
and then you decide which one you're gonna keep, or
Yeah.
you do what my dad used to say. Be wise, don't be intelligent, because wise is to learn from others. Intelligent is to learn on your own, and you will spend more time learning on your own sometimes.
Yeah.
And I always said, yeah, I know that but that's why I read books. I learn from others too. And my dad, he was really educated, and they were, my mom and my dad, they were good parents. They came from a very poor family. Imagine that. you have your house, you slept in hammocks, and on the floor you can see the chicken coming, you know, around. You can see through the holes, the
Mm,
chickens under the floor. And
crazy.
besides that, having hurricanes and having bad season,
Yeah,
uh,
you do get a lot of hurricanes there, huh? How many hurricanes have you
yeah.
been through?
Since I don't know how many, a lot,
A lot.
all my life.
Yeah.
One of I had, the ones that I remember crossing the island was George. We had Hugo. We call him Hugo, uh, Hurricane Hugo, which it really went through the corner of the eastern corner of Puerto Rico.
Mm,
Was a lot of wind. When my, for example, when my uh, we called my grandfather to come to our house, because even though he has a good house, he had a good house, was made out of cement. Really, what's been the detail that you have been most proud of so far? Yeah, I can answer that to you in a little while. Uh, he had a good house. My grandma passed away on 1985, and Hugo came around 1989.
mm-hmm.
And the thing is that we called him because we were afraid, and he was also nervous, and he was alone. Although there were some of my uncles and aunts still living in the island, we called him, "Hey, come with us, come with us." Uh, he came, and the thing is that instead of a hurricane hitting from the south, it hit from the from the
Mm,
east side of the island, east and north, and he was afraid. There was lots of wind, lots of rain, but he was afraid. And the thing is that we turned on the radio. There is a Dolukaku, which is a local radio, AM radio that tells the news, every second. Uh, they keep you abreast of everything, every situation. It's the best, AM radio in the
yeah.
island. And the thing is that, you know, the announcer was saying all the time, "Hey, the hurricane is right now in this position." Then 5 minutes later, they say the new coordinates, and then 5 minutes later, they say the new coordinates. And my grandpa say, "Hey, damn it!
That's
Shut
one
that!
job you can lie about and still be
Yeah,
right.
shut the F radio down. I don't want to hear it. He's saying that like if he's next to the hurricane. I don't want to hear it." But he was afraid, you know, and it was better for him to be with us than with anybody else.
Mm,
And the one that I was most proud of, hmm, I have been most proud of my own vehicle and my neighbor's vehicle.
mm,
'Cause, it's just like when you have like your first girlfriend. That's the one that you miss the most, or that the one that you remember the most,
mm-hmm.
because it's your first relationship. I think that was the one that I, because I put a lot of heart, because I really wanted for him not to worry about his vehicles. Uh, and the and I was very proud that his two sons and his daughter, when they came, when they arrived back to the island to take care of their dad, uh, they kept they were complimenting me a lot.
Mm,
And also he had a BMW M3, and he had, besides that, his wife's Lexus, and they all they did, is give compliments, even their friends. And after that, they wanted me to their own cars. But I told him, no, no, I cannot do that because I'm not a professional. And one of them, who's a lawyer, he told me, you don't have to worry about that shit. Sorry, I said that bad word.
That's okay. We're all adults. Or most of us.
Don't worry about that. He made a contract for me. I didn't have to pay for that, and they basically lined up what I was going to do. That, and the first thing it says is, I'm not a professional, and if you want a professional grade service, then you hire a professional. And was this disclaimer, but they said, it's fair. My vehicle is a daily driven vehicle, and one of them, he was a construction engineer. The other one was a builder. He had a company that built homes, and they said, "No, I want you to detail my vehicle." I did. I didn't have the ceramic coatings. I didn't know about that, and still I detailed the vehicles. And then after that, they didn't use their own vehicles to go into, into a daily use, because they saw the gloves, they saw what I did. One of them asked me if I could do a correction. The only thing that I did is your paint bad? That's what I asked. And he said, no. How come? I said, well, if your paint needs a correction, then you have to go into a body shop. Because I see that your paint is scratched a little bit, has the swirl marks, but I don't have to correct it. If you want correction, you have to repaint the whole vehicle. For me, that's a correction. What we can do is enhance the vehicle.
Yeah.
And remove, as much swirl marks or spider web marks or whatever, how you want to call it, and have it glossy and have it, detailed in all these parts, plastics, even the windows, interiors, the wheels, tires, the underfenders, and then that's how I basically came on acquiring knowledge. Because when I asked them what they really wanted, that's one of the things on my contract that I highlight the most. I have a section, or an open section of notes, where I write what they are most interested on. That is like a side note, but it's really on the notes. It's more. I keep listening to this to him, that he's saying that the his seat is too dirty, that he has these bluish marks, obviously of jeans. So I know that he's most interested on that than in the whole in the whole vehicle. So I make my time doing what he will focus more on.
So functional doctor says, Alberto, please talk about bat season.
Bat season.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what he refers to bat season, but we don't have too many bats here, at least where I live. No.
Let's see. I think I see a couple more questions coming through. Every time I see him, Neil says every time he sees you on live stream, he's smiling.
Yeah.
Here's one for you right here. And Bertha, what type of pads do you use?
Well, I normally use the if it is a rotary, I a wool pad, but I don't use rotaries anymore. I use DA, so I use foam pads. And then I was going to order, the Eurofibers, and I have used the microfiber pads, but mostly I use foam pads. I don't know. For me, the precision on the foam pads is more controllable. In my case, I don't know. You know, my experience is 6 years experience. But I find that they're more. I have more control with the foam pads than with a microfiber because the wool pad. I can use a wool pad on a rotary uh, because wool pad does a great job and it stays like colder than any other pad that I have seen. You touch the surface and you notice that. And wool pads really, you can do a lot of things with a wool pad.
Yeah.
uh, and I have, for example, when I started learning on what the buff daddy did and how he does it, you know made a lot of sense from what I learned from my uncle, from what I saw when I was a little kid from the my grandfather's neighbors who had a paint shop, and they didn't allow me to touch anything. I just watched,
Yeah.
uh, and made a lot of things. They made a lot of sense. Uh, so it kind of I don't know. It was easy because I've seen it so many times that it's kind of you felt like you already did it. So when I went into using a wool pad, it was totally natural. I wasn't afraid. Sometimes when you start with something, you get afraid. That's that's a natural thing. It's a natural reaction of every human. If you're not scared, man, you don't know really what you're doing
Yeah.
because it's a natural reaction. You're scared. You're the hell scared because you don't want to mess it up. So I didn't want to mess it up, and that's why I practiced. That's why I watched people doing that, and I saw. I always uh, questioned what they were doing, just like my neighbor who questioned me a lot of times.
Mhm.
And I never found that annoying to ask. The worst thing they can say to you is no. Get the hell out of here. You're
Yeah.
you're you're annoying. You know.
So what
I
on your phone pads? What kind of pads do you use on the phone pads? Where do you
well
get
I
your
have
pads from?
I get them directly from Grios, or I get them from the local parts,
Hmm.
auto parts here, or I go to this store named VIP, which is in Guaynabo. Um, and I also went into another store in Ponce, who is a friend of one of my cousins,
Hmm.
because my family lives in the south. Uh, my both my dad and my mom are from the south, the same city, Juan Diaz. So the largest city is Ponce in the south. So I went there. I go there and I buy my pads whenever I am visiting my relatives. And right now, because I found out about them, it's near, like uh, 1.5 miles from home. So I go there and purchase that from them.
Mm.
Besides that, AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts.
Yeah, AutoZone carries Euros stuff.
Yeah, a lot.
You can get their decent pads there too.
Yes, you can. Yeah, but the thing is that the most pads they have is 6 inches.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't. I normally don't use those.
Hmm.
Uh, they also
It's because
have.
of their G8. Their G8's got that 6-inch backing plate.
Yes, it has the six, but
I mean the
they
G9.
have
Sorry, the G9.
they have yeah, the G9 has it, but they have larger than that.
Hmm.
They have like 21s, and hey, why do I need a 21? I don't have that. So
Right,
I
Ryan
don't
wants
have.
to know what's your longest detail you've done. How many hours or days did it take you to do?
Whoa, well, I normally set I normally schedule the people like during the nights. If it's on the weekdays, uh, after 5, they bring their vehicles to me, uh, and I have done like depending on what they want. If they want, because some people is it's kind of strange. You
Mm-hmm.
have to live in the market. Uh, some people come to me and they tell me, "Hey, Humberto, can you detail just the motor?" I say, "But you don't want the interior, you don't want the exterior." No, no, just the motor. And I always when I do the motor, I clean their motor. I don't know why they only want their motor, but I always wash the car.
Mm-hmm.
I use ONR, and then I use a sealant, even though they only pay me for the motor. But I that's how I get the customers. They know I'll give them a little bit more,
Yeah.
and sometimes and I even you know uh, do a basic vacuum, uh, at least on his side, not on the other areas on this vehicle on the vehicle, just on the driver's side, so he can see that, hey man, but I didn't ask you for that. I said, no, don't worry. I know that you don't have a lot of money, you know, especially now that lots of people have lost their jobs, but I still have it. And from what I'm charging, then like uh, 50, $60 or $80, I
Mm-hmm.
can that's a no-brainer,
Yeah.
and you always have somebody that will make a reference out of you, and because you're giving a little bit more, and that depends on the things that I have detailed an entire car, and I took like almost 10 hours detailing a whole car. But detailing that car was a nightmare because uh, I can be around pets like for 2 hours.
Hey,
But after
Umberto,
the
say
two
goodbye to
hours,
Barbara real quick.
oh Barbara,
Barbara's gonna
ma'am,
split. Barbara's gonna
ma'am,
split,
I
so I
hope
didn't mean to
you're
interrupt you.
always,
But
yeah,
she's always
don't worry.
around.
Yes, I hope her shoulder is much way better, and now that she's going back to work.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I can be around pets like for 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
but after that, I start having rash. I start sneezing, lots of allergic reaction after that, and I'm basically not very allergic to many things,
Mm-hmm.
but the ones that I am is like shrimp, and I have eaten shrimp all my life. Then once I got married, at the honeymoon period, I got an allergic reaction to shrimp,
Oh, really?
and yeah, since 1995, I've
Mm-hmm.
been allergic to shrimp, but I have eaten shrimp all my life, and I got that allergic reaction. I think that uh, they were not very well made, or they were not very well stored, or they were, you know, they had the how you call this, the toxin was too high on the ones that they served me at the Outback restaurant in Georgia, and
I'm gonna put you on full screen for a second because I'm gonna go take a whiz. I'm gonna put you on full screen
uh,
for a second while you continue on. Hold on, let me see. Where I'm gonna remove myself from.
I had that reaction on Georgia in Georgia, and it was really strange to me because for me I wasn't allergic. I wasn't having an allergic reaction to a shrimp. I was just was strange because I had my whole body was red. I wasn't swollen. I had my hands were not itchy. I just had to scratch them. I told my brother-in-law in that time, hey, why can't we buy a lotto ticket, mega or a power million or something like that, Powerball? And he asked me why, and I said, well, because my hands. I have to scratch them. And when we have a saying here that if you scratch your hands a lot, that is a sign of good luck. So I never believed on that, but you know, what the heck? I told him that, and he said, okay, well, let's go. When he saw me, when we turned on the light, he saw me all red, and my sister-in-law, she worked at the at a doctor's office, and when she saw me, she said, well, you seem to have an allergic reaction. And then they took me to the hospital, and I felt like the Karate Kid because they injected me with the adrenaline, and they gave me the Benadryl shot, and they tied me up in that bed, and I started having this erratic movement. So I felt like the Karate Kid.
Mm. So
And
what do you charge for your details there? Like,
well, as a basic, that depends on what you want, because there's a lot of people here that that I have seen they charge like 100 and something. That depends on who is doing the detail job, or if he's certified or not. Some they're not certified, and they do an excellent job. Some others that I have seen that they have a lot of experience doing the things. When I have been with several friends, we're just checking out, doing like a survey. It's just a survey is like you're doing a survey, just like you have seen. I don't know if you have seen the news where they did a survey in the US and in Canada about these Jiffy loops or quick loops that they basically they caught them stealing people.
yeah.
So what I have seen is exactly the same thing. People, some ripping you off, and sometimes I say, well, if you have a checklist on what you're doing, you will not miss that. And maybe it's just me, but I'm since I have a lot of experience on doing a detailed job on programming, then it's basically how I try not to judge what they are doing, but man, sometimes some of those jobs, they jump into your face. They come right up. You can see them, and I say, how did this guy miss that? I had a customer, uh, really a bad one, who well, he wasn't that bad. I had worse a worse person, but this one was kind of difficult, uh, and not kind of difficult. It's just that I know he knew how to, maybe from YouTube videos or watching many channels, and he expected a job to be done in a certain way. And then I asked him one question: why do you come to me? And he said, no, because you have a good reference, and this guy he told me that you do a nice job, and so yeah, but you know you seem to be very knowledgeable, so why do you want me to do the job? And then he told me, no, no, it's just that I want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And I said, well, yeah, I know what I'm doing, at least from my my standpoint, but I know how to manage your expectations. So what is your expectation? And try not to judge that your vehicle has some skid marks, had some has some scratches, deep scratches. Man, I cannot get those out. I can polish, but there's a risk on the clear coat. And I have my machine to measure the how much clear coat you have, and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is that he kind of understood, because then I told him, well, if you still are not that confident, I want you to, you know, because you got referred to me, but I want you to show some of the people that live around here how I detail their vehicles. And he had a black car. And I told him, well, I can do, I can do voodoo magic, but I cannot do miracles, man. Especially on a black vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Those are too noticeable. But I want you to see a vehicle from one of my customers here, and I took him there. And then when he saw it, he said, "Wow, man, that's shiny." I said, "Yeah, it's glossy, right?" Yeah, but when he went closer, he said, "Oh man, he has a scratch." I said, "Yes, but what's your first reaction? What was your first reaction?" It's glossy. So, and if you look around, the whole vehicle is very clean because it is well maintained. And it's not well maintained by me. I just taught him how to maintain his own vehicle. So he doesn't have to spend a lot of money. If I teach you how to do it, you can instead of me doing the maintenance because you don't want to pay a maintenance, you can do it by yourself. I taught him how to do it by himself. And you see, even though his vehicle, you can see some of the scratches or light swirls, that I couldn't get out, I couldn't remove. Still, you see how deep the look it has, how deep a look it has, and how good it looks, and how clean it is everything all around. And what was your first reaction when you saw the vehicle? Hey, it looks very, very shiny. It looks nice. You saw everything around it. You, the only thing is that you saw a little scratch because it was deep. But still, I was able to shade it, but
Mm-hmm.
I cannot correct it,
Yeah.
that full. But if I can, basically I can do the same thing to your vehicle. But you know, I have to know what is your real interest. What do you care the most? Do you want it protected, or you want me to enhance the paint, or what? What is your goal? I can go
Mm-hmm.
to meet your goal and exceed your goal. But if you don't give me like a real way for me to help you out, I cannot help you.
Do you do interior
Not
detail too, or just exterior only?
well, I'm better in interior detailing than in
Mm-hmm.
exterior detailing, because I'm small.
Mm-hmm.
Not like Phil. Phil hates interior detailing, maybe because he's too large. He's
Yeah.
too big. Uh, and I have seen a lot of guys here that most of us here in the island are either skinny or small sized guys, uh, and you see that they don't they don't argue a lot about doing interiors
Mm-hmm.
unless you have an interior that is really that makes you gag or throw up. I
I've
have
had
I
one.
have done.
I've had one when I opened the door and I just shook my head, thinking, "Fudge."
Yeah,
I've had one
yeah.
like that before.
I one of the ones that I was telling you about, I was going to tell you about was the a lady. Uh, she came, because one of my friends he referred me to her, and then when she arrived, she was like a bit naughty,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I noticed right from just when she stepped out of her vehicle, even on the call, and I told her, well, yeah, let's see what she wants because she doesn't have she doesn't seem to be in a in good terms with nothing. She was all mad, and I thought that, well, let me not judge her. Uh, Again, not judge her, but let me be careful.
Yeah.
So she arrived, and I asked her, what she wanted, and she was like, "Speedy, hey, I want you to deepen the car. I want you to get rid of this and this and that and that and that." That's it. She even didn't even give me time to either react or to think. And then all she said was, "Okay, I need you to take me to my office or to my home."
Mm.
I said, "Hey, hold on, lady. Ma'am, hi. Uh, good morning. Well, I mean, good evening, because she didn't even greet me. Said, good evening. My name is Humberto. Uh, I would like to know what you really want, because from all what that you have, spit it out, uh, I could only understood that you wanted me to detail your car. That's the only thing I could understand. Please, I want you to sit down with me and give me what you want, and let me check on your car all around. That's my notes. That's my checklist. And I even give them uh, what I have seen. Things wrong in the paint, things wrong in the interiors. Even when they leave stuff in the car, I take photos and I put those things in a bag or in a box. Uh, and the thing is that I sometimes they leave money and they think I'm gonna steal the money. Hey, it's not my earned money; it's yours. Why do I have to steal?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that I made her sit down, relax, and like some of you say, enjoy the show. Well, I took my time, half hour time, to explain to her what I was going to do, what I saw wrong in her vehicle, uh, all the things that kind of were missing in the vehicle. She had like a doorknob in the interior that was missing. Hey, you're missing a doorknob, stuff like that. But I go into it, into everything
Yeah.
in the car, either exterior or interior. Even the motor. I make my notes on what I see wrong. I'm not a mechanic, but what I see stuff that is missing, kind of missing or broken. I take a photo of everything. Um, and then I put that on the checklist, and I make her sign the contract of what I'm going to do, and well, she at the end she was happy. But the thing is that that car, man, that car had a lot of dog hair, uh, and that one took me 10 hours.
Wow.
10 hours, the dog hair, and I have to suit up. I have a painter's suit. I have
Mm-hmm.
my respirators, and I have like a cover. I go with my hat, gloves. I gear up.
Neil wants to know: is there any particular brand of cars you work on more than others?
Yes, I work more on small and medium-sized vehicles because
Mm-hmm.
I'm small. I can do a van, but there's no fun in vans. I can do minivans, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I really don't like them. Uh, Sometimes you have a. I think I can do that vehicle, a minivan, like in I don't know 4 or 5 hours, depending on how much filth is inside, or how difficult is the paint, or any situation, or what the customer wants. Uh, it
Yeah,
have
van
it,
suitable.
and sometimes they want me to remove the wheels, and I don't have jacks for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to call a friend of mine. He lends me his jacks, or I use the jacks that come in the car. Sometimes one of the things is really rare that you out of one or two cars out of 30 cars they don't have the jacks,
Mm.
uh, and then I have to get a one jack.
Yeah.
There's a mechanic next to my house, and I go there. He lends it me, or one of my friends. They come here and lend me whatever jacks they have, and I do the job.
Mm. To Clifford, the big red Sheffield. wants to know how long you've been detailing, and do you prefer detailing over your normal job?
Well, I love both of my jobs.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a side job. If I if I didn't have to study, you know, I would have been a full-time detailer, because I find it relaxing. It's a craft. Uh, in my family, there are a lot of, I have one of my uncles is an artist, renowned artist in the island, and I always found, you know, uh, uh, I always found it a craft to do the detail, uh, either interior or exterior. Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. I clean it up. I meet your expectation and exceed your expectations, and at the end, the reaction that you see is how amazed or discombobulated they are, or or in awe,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that reaction. It's a natural reaction, and it fills your heart, and you
Yeah.
know that you have done a good job. Uh, and there are some people that don't react, but you notice that they go around the vehicle, and they don't even touch the vehicle. And I ask them, "Hey, why don't you touch it?" And he said, "No, man, it's so clean, so
Yeah,
glossy,
Berto.
it's so
Rick from my
whatever."
garage
Huh?
is getting ready to take off. He wants to wish you happy New Year, and
Oh,
he
you
wants
too,
to be
man.
first on his next video.
Let me show you. These are some of the paintings that my uncle do.
Nice.
We have like a gallery here.
Mm.
Christmas decoration in the house. From the other paintings, decorations in the house, Christmas decorations,
Nice.
and let me show you the garage. It's a simple garage.
Oh, you got
And
plenty
that's
of
my
room in there.
yeah. It's simple, but I can do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been here 2 weeks, but still I do things.
Rick's staying around just to see the garage.
Yeah, it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
I when I had my home, I didn't have it like bricks, because what bricks have uh, is out of this world. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but
His garage is really nice.
yeah, mine was too simple. You know, because I wasn't kind of engaged like he is. Uh, it wasn't my on that time, it wasn't my whole goal. It wasn't my call.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was doing other things. But if you see
Nice.
my towels, I have even in boxes. I keep everything boxed. My Griot's Garage stuff, my even my IK. I used to play volleyball at
Mm.
university. I was a member of the team, because they got me in the team. These are the brushes. I removed the. This is one of the brushes. I removed the whole tape, tennis tape.
Mm-hmm.
I think I sent Mr. Crawley. I think that I sent him how I had it wrapped,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, and that's how he sent me the brushes. And I was the first one in Puerto Rico to have them.
Oh
I
yeah.
think, yes, I'm the first
The
one.
first for everything.
I'm the first for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And then here in this box, I have a lot of other some of the products. I have from the new products from the hybrid solution finish from Turtle Wax. I have the Griot's Garage. Oh, you see, I have a lot of Griot's Garage because they're readily available.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I even have my 25-foot quick connect power cord, even in the box. I have my pads. I wash them, I clean them, I dry them, and I keep them on the bag. They look like new.
Nice.
I have everything organized.
Yes.
And
It looks like
even I have this one arrived yesterday. I mean, on my birthday on the 23rd, my scan grip matchman, and I have two of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have some tools, when I have to remove the some of the nuts, or the lug nuts on the vehicles. I even have this little piece that goes into the vacuum cleaner. You can do marvels with just a few things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were able to see the video that I posted on the Fat Family
I seen it.
IG, that you can do simple things. If you know the basics,
Yeah.
you can do it with just few products.
That's why you need your own YouTube channel.
Yeah. And I've been
wants to know if you've ever used Sonex products.
Yes, I have. My uncle, one of my uncles, he's a car collector, and he has some of the cars with the Alcantara.
Mm-hmm.
So I have used the Alcantara foam cleaner for the Alcantara that he has on his cars. I have used even color locks, which the color lock cleaners. I have used the Griot's Garage cleaners for the leather and even the interiors. It's just knowing what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And you see here, three wise men.
Mm-hmm.
We have them all around the island.
Yeah.
In the island, we celebrate the three wise men on the January the 6th. And there is one that my uncle did. That painting has three of the best artists in the island. He has them as the three wise men, each and every one of them. One of them is Carlos knows about Oyer, and the others I forgot the whole names, but Carlos knows.
Mm-hmm. Carlos is in here. I see him in the chat. Thanks, Clifford. Lighting does look a lot better. I decided to stream this week off my iPad, which I was hoping because the camera on that one is a lot better than the other one. And I added another light in front of me, but a distance out, and I still have a whole bunch over my head. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 bulbs over here, and I got another 4 over there. Actually, yeah, I got a lot of light up there now. So,
yeah, the other time, the last time you were kind of a little bit
dark,
shady. Yeah, a little bit shady or darker.
And that's when I had these ones up. There's 10 right here. I put them up in the last stream, and it was still dark, but I was streaming through the Mac, and so I decided to stream. Now I'm using the iPad, and I'm just using the Mac just to read comments, so I know which ones to highlight. Because on my iPad, I got a Bluetooth keyboard that has a mouse on it, so I can just click and highlight on the iPad. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing, and it works out pretty good.
Yeah, I don't have an iPad. Everything is here, in the office. Everything, all basically all businesses what they use is Windows.
Yeah,
And
I edit on this, and I do everything on this.
yes, for editing, video editing, nothing better than Apple.
Keith said I was a shady guy because I was in the dark. Keith, you're funny.
Yeah. Oh, Clifford Big Red Sheffield. Sheffield is. I don't want to murder your last name. Butcher your last name.
Sheffield.
Sheffield.
Yeah,
Sheffield. Okay.
He's called Clifford
Nice.
the Big Red Dog.
Oh, okay. How long have you been detailing? Well, 6 years. Only 6 years.
That's good.
But I'm not. As I explained earlier, I'm not a full-time detailer. I just do this as a side job.
So you can start your YouTube channel next weekend.
Maybe, who knows?
Try.
But I the thing is, I want to do it. I have to get a nice camera, have a nice setup, a new camera, because all I have is I never needed one. All I have is my cell phone. I wasn't into cameras. I worked developing 35 millimeter rolls. I knew how to do that, and when I was into photography, years ago, ages ago, I was like in high school. I took several classes, and I know how to develop. But nowadays you don't need that. I don't. There's nobody develops for photography using 35 millimeters. That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
but I knew how.
I want a camera also really a lot, but I've just been using some GoPros and just kind of set up that way. But I'd rather do it by camera also. To get better quality out of it.
Yeah.
So Neil wants
the
to
new
know
cameras.
if product with that.
The new cameras, man, you do miracles with them. You see how Rick's camera moves, and
dude, the stuff he does is amazing. I think the editing he does is great.
Yes, of course. And the thing is that how he does that is the trick. It's the trick on the camera. I can do that. I can do that with my how you call that, the DJI helicopter. No.
Oh, the
how you call
drones.
That? The drone, right?
The drone.
I can do that with my $400 DJI. I can. I don't know if you have seen the Detail Geek.
Detail Geek.
The guy in Canada. Yeah, he does that with a drone.
He does. Yeah, his finishing work. He uses a drone. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really cool. I have a drone. I can do that, but if I'm as I told you, if I want to make a voiceover, to me, I feel like cheating. Because I want to do it in more than one language. I can do it in Spanish, lo puedo hacer en español. Je parle un peu français. Je parle un français. Escribo falo portugués. Meu pouco portugués. And besides, obviously, in English. And the other one that I'm learning, I'm nuts, but that's the way I roll. Because I'm from another planet. I'm just here visiting. I can do a bit of Russian.
That comment you did. I see that comment where you're just here visiting.
Yeah, I'm still visiting this planet.
Neil White wants to know if there's any products you're looking forward to in 2021.
Well, the thing is that I'm looking into the ones from Total Detailing and the ones from Extreme Solutions, because I already have products from Avalon King. I have products from Artishine. I have products from Built Hamber, which man, those Built Hamber products are excellent. It's sad not to have them in the US. I purchased them directly from Amazon, uh, and they come from the UK and everything. But man, those are really, really, really good products. I love the Bill Hamber Corso.
Mm-hmm.
Also the one that I purchased from Car Supplies Warehouse is the ones from AM Details from Alan. Um, I love the clay that he has. Uh, that clay, the only thing that you need is water, and you can use that clay with water, and you do an amazing job with that clay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. I don't like the ones from McGuire's. I don't like the. Well, I have used the ones from McGuire's, but
Yeah.
and I have used the ones from which one? I forgot the name of
Did
that.
Bill send you
The
any?
other one. Sorry,
Yeah, have you tried the ones from Lithium?
from Lithium? No, I haven't. I have used the gloss sauce. I have used obviously the brushes, which I love.
Yeah.
Uh, and the gloss sauce is one of the products that I love a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of them out of it. It's empty now because I use it a lot. I have to reorder. Uh, the ones from Ethos, man, those especially the Defy,
Yeah.
that's
Defies good
that's
stuff.
that's something out of this world. You can
Yeah.
use it anyway.
Yeah.
You can,
Defies
yeah, you
pretty good.
can, man. And now I want to get the the one that is platelets from Turtle Wax, because
Mm-hmm.
when I remember from the Hybrid Solutions folks the wax that they have, I always wondered why I remember when the chemist they showed that they had platelets on the wax. I said, man, if you have platelets on the wax, so you can cover up the swirls and you can cover up better the the, uh, the marks that you have on the vehicle. Why don't you have the platelets on another product? That would be something really awesome, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's man, that that has changed the way that you're going to be detailing, because from what I've seen on the videos, I haven't experienced it, but I have experience from the hybrid solutions, the one that I have,
Mm-hmm.
that really does a good job, you
Yeah,
know,
it does.
uh, and you can even polish with it.
No,
And
and we're gonna find out on Papa Smurf's. He's filming right now. That's why he's not in here, because
okay,
he's working on this car about this big, I guess, with the softest paint, and
hmm
he's still working on the same door. And I'm just kidding, Eric. And so he's filming a 3-part series using
uh,
that from that turtle wax. So
yeah, I saw him. I saw also from the one from Brian from
mm-hmm.
Fab,
Yeah, Fab.
uh, and the who else? I think the other one was Phil. Seen yeah, I saw the one from Phil.
Yeah, that Phil
And
did do it
who
too. Yeah.
else? And I think that the other one was from Brian from Apex.
The one and done is awesome. What else can be somewhere for sure? All right, yeah. Eric's making his comments because he can hear us, and I was telling him that he's working on a car this big. The car is pretty small though, but he does have small paint. Yeah. Damn cough. That would work.
Yeah, dang it, Mike.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, Eric and I, we talk just about every day because Eric and I, we work on getting people like you and Bill and Tim and Brian to come on and do these live streams, do the Q&As. And, we're getting a lot of support, a lot of love from everybody. And next, this is our last week of 2020. 2021's coming out. We do have quite a bit planned in 2021. Already the first month, we got quite a bit coming out in the first month. That even Eric said we have to hold back because we can't schedule too far out, and then we'll get too far ahead of ourselves. So yeah, 404 said he work on a smart car. It's not quite a smart car, but it's almost the same size. It's a Honda Fit, a little bit bigger.
Man,
smart car.
I'm really honored that you invited me.
No, I appreciate you doing it, Humberto.
I'm just I do my stuff, but I'm just one guy who does something simple.
Yeah.
But I do things with simple products, and I achieve what, not as much as, let's say, Chicago Auto Pros, but I can do lots of things like them. And I have my method. I go into each and every place, every forum, Auto Geek. I go into from the rack company. Whatever is available, I go.
Yeah.
Because I love listening. I love reading what they say. Because that's, it's not that you're going to cheat your way out on some things, but you want to do your job like if you were a doctor with a scalpel.
Yeah.
You cannot trust everybody. Like I mentioned before, I have been in different detail shops, just like a stranger who just appeared and asks and makes an inquiry on what they're doing, like a mystery shopper. And I go, I ask, I don't go pretentious, like I know what you're doing, or hey, you can do this. No, I just ask, and I see what they do.
Oh shit!
And I know, and sometimes I ask them, hey man, you have done, how you solve this? And some of them they tell me. I just ask. If they don't want to tell me, yeah, that's okay with me. That's their business. I just ask. But I find out how they do it. I go into different, on Saturdays, I go into shops. That's one of my how you say it, my fishing expedition. I go and I ask. This my dad used to say, and my grandfather used to say that the only thing that stops you from educating is not asking questions. If you don't ask, you don't learn.
That's right.
So it's better that you ask even the stupidest question, and who is going to tell you a lie, or who's going to give you good advice, but you always learn. And sometimes they tell me, I sometimes ask not from pro shops, because pro shops are too tight, and I ask those that are sometimes like me, or are almost at a super professional level, because I've seen shops here that are in a super professional level, but when you go, they and you ask, they feel annoyed. So I ask simple questions and I leave. But those that they give me time, I have even worked for free just to learn.
Yeah,
I have been in two or three shops, and where they have asked me, "Hey, do you have experience?" And I said, "Well, I have a little bit of experience." And two of them, they wanted me to go each and every Saturday and Sunday. And I told him that no, I couldn't. I refused. because one of the things that I cannot do is be with people that smoke too much. I'm allergic to smoke,
Yeah.
and they also have dogs around, and I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
And
I hear you.
the other
Especially
thing
if you're trying to detail
the other
cars, you
thing
don't
is
want to
that
stink.
yeah, well, you can handle the stink, but all day long, man.
Nah,
And I'm
man.
allergic to smoke. And, my health is first. And
Yeah.
one of the things is that I he was able. One of the shops was open to listen, and I told him, yeah, I have experience, but I'm not a professional or certified. I want to become certified, but now the COVID-19 hit, so it kind of pushed my goals back. But I still go into every forum. I go and watch the videos. I sign into each and every video. First from Puerto Rico, but I learn. I learn, and I have a lot of notes from what they're doing, how you do it. Uh, like I told you, I have also my method.
Mhm.
I have my contact. I have my checklist and my way of doing things. And I compare them exactly to my education, my background education, and how it matches my background education, and how with my background education, how I match my detailing job. And every day, sometimes when I started, I made a basic checklist.
Mhm.
But man, my neighbor, the one that encouraged me to do this, uh, he was like, "Man, did you clean this the interior of the glove box?" And I missed that. I was mad because how can I miss that? Because I like to assert myself that I have done a good job, and I couldn't. I was so mad that day. He said, "Hey, relax. You did an excellent job, but it's just something that you have to put on your checklist." Because he saw that I had
Mhm.
all the things that I had on my checklist, and he just reminded me about that. He said, "No, the only thing you have to do is add it." And after that, I have been also my own critic. I have gone through each and everything in my checklist, and sometimes I go into one of my very good friends. He checks everything before I deliver the vehicle, or the person comes to get it from here, uh, or maybe I deliver the vehicle to her house, and then one of my friends they pick me up and you know and gets me back. But you know sometimes you have to like walk around or let somebody else see your stuff, what you did, and you will be amazed on what they
Yeah.
find, and that's something for you to grow.
Yeah.
It's not
Good advice.
not something to be ashamed of.
No.
It's growth. Growth.
Yeah. Thanks, Humberto. I appreciate you coming on. I'm very happy that we finally got you to make it in. I know you're having some difficulties at the beginning to get it to go work and everything, but I'm
Yeah,
glad it
man.
worked. I'm glad. I'm glad the people that came in got to see a face on Humberto. You could put two and two together now. A lot of people did appreciate that. If you don't know by now, my co-host, which is working on his Mini Cooper, or I don't know, his Honda Fit. That's what it was.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't see. I didn't see one person that I really admire what he did on his channel.
mhm.
Uh, he made something nice that I saw. Made me cry, man. Uh, was Mark Susie. Susie or Susie? I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
you pronounce that.
Mark,
Susie?
yeah, yeah, Mark Sosa.
Yeah, yeah. Something that he. No, I really admire that what he did to his mom. Made
Mm-hmm.
me cry.
So if you don't know by now, Humberto is now on Instagram. I'll put it up. Wrong one. I'm gonna put it on this one. I'm gonna put it up right there. First from Puerto Rico. This is his Instagram channel. You want to go follow him over there. And Eric, hopefully, will be hosting next week's. I hope live stream next Sunday. I hope he does. Unless he's detailing again. So
I hope that
Clifford,
you were able to understand.
What's that?
I hope you were able to understand me because sometimes I speak
the whole thing. There was no problem.
because sometimes I speak too fast. I think too fast in Spanish, and sometimes I do in French, and then sometimes I switch to Portuguese. I think I'm in my job and receiving calls.
Great, Humberto. It was good. So in the links in the description below, Clifford, if you haven't yet, subscribe to Papa Smurf's channel also, because he is my co-host. He will be back next week to host. In January, Drake's Detailing. He does boats. I don't know if you guys have ever followed him before or watched any of his stuff. Drake's Detailing. He's actually very good on the mic. That's one thing I like about him. He started YouTube last year, or this year, and he's grown to almost 5,000 subscribers in less than 1 year. He does really good.
Who was
work.
that?
Drake's
Who was
Detailing.
That? Drake's. Okay.
Drake, yeah, he does boats. He does. That's all he does is boats.
Well, I have detailed my one of my uncle's boats.
Yeah, that's all he does. We got Autobox, which looks like Autobox Inc.
Okay.
We have them. There's another one that does a mystery box that at 404 Fab and Eric, they all got one of those. There was another mystery box company. I can't remember what they were. They are also coming in our stream in January. Rick from Rad's Automotive, or Rick from Rad's Garage, is Eric's working on getting a date set for him. Attention to detail. We're still working on a date for her.
Oh, Chelsea.
Yeah, working on
there.
From
She
Lancaster.
Can't do
it on the weekends, but we're trying to find a holiday weekend on the 18th. I'm still working on a date.
Always when I go into her channel, I always tell her, "Man, I love your voice."
Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on. We got to meet you, put a face on you. We got to pick your brain. You got to tell us your history of Humberto, which was great. Now we get to know who you are. And in the detail industry, we all want to know everybody. So I appreciate you, Humberto, for doing this.
Yeah, thanks a lot for you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Everybody that came into the stream, appreciate it.
Whoever has a channel must be aware that will be first.
Yeah, you're pretty quick. If my phone's sitting right here, I'm waiting. Okay, what is the first button coming through?
Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, why do I always how I come first? I think I responded that to you, but somebody asked me why, and the why is simple.
Yeah,
support. It's support. How you is the only way you put an attention.
Yep.
Yeah, the comments are support.
Yep.
If I had $1 million, I could give it to you. So you can invest on your business. But I don't have it.
Right.
I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
I can support you on that because it's just like let's say like the Mike Cuban. Mike Cuban does that. He invests in you, and the people deliver because the only thing is it's like in detail. The detailing is not about the detail itself. It's about trust. The first thing that you have from your customer is the trust. You have to establish that from the first from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
It's trust. He sees your work. He sees how you speak to that person, how you how you present yourself, how you try to answer to his questions. It's just a matter of trust. It's like a woman going to the obstetrician. She doesn't go, to spread her legs into any doctor. She has to establish yeah, she has to establish a trust. You can ask any woman. That's simple. One of the things I wanted to be a doctor, and I wanted to be an obstetrician. And one of the things that I asked my mom, I asked my aunts, I asked my grandmother, I asked my neighbors. I wanted to be an obstetrician. What's the key? And they say, well, it's not only about being a doctor. You can get a doctor anywhere. It's about trust. And I listened to that. That's why one of the things that I do, like I told you in my contract, I have a side, the part of notes that I listen to the person and I write that down. It's trust, matter of trust. If you have trust, if the person has trust in you, the rest is easier.
Mm-hmm. So Al got the word for me. It is Glove Box. So we have Glove Box, Auto Box Inc., Drake's Detailing. Those are, at least I know, the three that we have in January. I think there is a fourth. But at the moment, those are the ones I know of right off the bat. So appreciate y'all coming in. Humberto, I'm very grateful that you came in and spent over 2 hours with us in here. And if you guys haven't yet already, subscribe to both Eric and I's channels down below. Links in the description. Humberto's Instagram is also there. Instagram is at First from Puerto Rico. That's his Instagram page. Go give him a follow. And I appreciate it, everybody.
I appreciate all of you to take the time, come and meet me.
That's right.
And I wish I could meet all of you one day in person.
Well, until then, that's how we do it this way, the Q&A. So we get to do things like this. So, when either Eric or I reach out to other people, that's one of the reasons why we want to do this, is because, first put a face on the person and then ask them the questions, And hopefully Humberto will get his own YouTube channel in 2021, and he'll be bilingual in it.
Yeah, and one of the things, look at this, family.
Yeah.
Man, the detailing is family. Programming is family. You establish rapport with everybody.
Yeah.
It's family. And the things, you get support from family first,
mm-hmm.
and the rest, the rest comes added.
Yeah. Well, Humberto, appreciate it. I'm gonna end the stream. Humberto will stay.
Yep.
You'll still be in here after I end the stream, which I'm gonna do that